in electronics essay questions. So we started from transistors and moved into diodes, and today we are moving into operation and amplifiers, and tomorrow we can do questions from gates, right? These questions actually are not that difficult questions. I'm repeating this, but you have to practice these type of questions to get into bit of a difficult question. So these questions will check your theories. Actually, this question from open loop, not open loop, it's from closed loop. So closed loop questions, actually you might have studied open loop questions quite a lot. You may not have studied closed loop questions. That's why I'm giving a closed loop question today, but still go through with your theories actually. So here I'm giving you a hint about closed loop. So again, go back and check your theories from closed loops and come back and do the question. That's okay, that's fine. But remember, essay questions, we have to go with the flow. So one question and one answer will move into the second answer, so it goes like that. So you need to find correct answers for that, because one first answer will affect the second answer, it will affect the third answer, likewise. But electronics questions are not that difficult. Remember that it's not that hard like mechanics question. So its questions are easier. So believe me, try these questions, try lots of questions from electronics. I'm telling you, you can do the electronic essay question and the exam paper. Just check after doing all these questions from this episode. I'll try my best to go at least up to 20 essay questions. So if you can try these questions, then move into past paper questions and try those at least 20 questions. So if you can get an average of at least 20, 12 to 13 out of 15, you are good to go with essay question in electronics. That's a gain. Remember. The diagram shows an inverting input circuit that comes with a feedback resistor of 30 kilo ohms and input resistor of 10 kilo ohms. Calculate the following values. Right, I hope you have tried the question now. Let's get into our answers. Right, this question actually, you can see it's from operation amplifiers, and in operation amplifiers there are two types of questions, two types of question models actually. So we have open loop and also we have closed loops. Right, so which one is this? This is closed loop. How you recognize closed loop? Actually, I'm not gonna explain theory here, but still, closed loop mean if there's a direct connection between output and input, the direct connection, yes, then this is closed loop. Right, in closed loop question we have to check which input is given the input voltage. So here you can see the input voltage is given to the negative terminal, we call it inverting terminal. So it's inverting input closed loop circuit, right? So here they are asking us to find the V out value. So you should know the output open loop gain value, closed loop gain value. Closed loop gain value for inverting input, you should, I hope you remember the equation. So gain is equal to minus RF over R1. So this is the equation we are going to use. RF is the feedback resistor. You can see it, the connection from output to input. Feedback resistor, that is 30 kilo ohms. And input R1 volt, R1 resistor is 10 kilo ohms resistor. Right. So we have both values. Let's apply the values. So here it's minus RF is 30 kilo ohms, 30 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 10 into 10 to the power 3, it's an easy value 3, and it's minus, remember that it's an inverting input circuit, right? So V out value we can get, it's 3 minus 3. So actually it's the gain, so we need to find V out, my bad. So V out is, we have to multiply the gain by the input value. So input they are giving us 20 millivolt, so it's minus 60 millivolts. That is our answer. Right. All right, now we have the answer. Right, moving into the second question, output gain. Actually we have already found the output gain. So output gain is this minus 3. This is the output gain. Right, so the question flow is not actually that good in this essay question, but still, input current, right? Input current means the current through this, right? Current through this resistor. So you can see the input voltage is 20 millivolt, right? again we need to find the potential here. So you have to apply another theory. In closed loop, the potentials at each input terminals, minus and plus terminals, are equal, right? So here you can easily see the potential at plus point is 0, it's grounded here. So the potential at minus also, it has to be 0. So the potential difference you can see now, it's here 20, here 0. Let's apply V equals IR. V equals IR, yes. So V is 20 millivolts, 20 into 10 to the power minus 3. R we can take it as 10 into 10 to the power 3. So we are getting I as 20 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 10 into 10 to the power 3, right? So 0, 0 cancel off, 10 to the power 3 yes goes up, 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 amperes, or else you can write 2 micro amperes. That is our third answer, 2 microamperes. Final answer, feedback current. Just like same as the other question, we need to try this question. Feedback current, again let's apply V equals IR for this 30 kilo ohms. Applying V equals IR for this 30 kilo ohms, same, the potential here is 0, V0 here, right? And the potential here we found it, it's minus 60, right? Minus 60 millivolts. So the potential difference 60, right? V equals IR, V is 60, 10 to the power minus 3, R you can see 30 into 10 to the power 3. These questions are actually not that difficult, only you have to recognize which type of equation we should apply and what are the points where positive and negative and all that. So 60 into 10 to the power minus 3, 30 into 10 to the power 3, 0, 0 cancel off, this becomes 2. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, you can see it's 2 microamperes. Right, let's check whether we have written all things. 60 correct, and 13 10 to the power 3 is correct. It's 22 microamperes, and even input current we got as 2 microamperes. Right. We have finished the first part of the essay question and moving into the second part of the essay question. So in essay questions we will be getting many parts. Actually here we have only 2, but let's apply the values here. Okay, the graph given below shows the variation of input voltage. Draw the graph of output voltage accordingly. Right, let's draw the axis first. Right, so this is V out, and with time, so maximum you can see it's minus 40 and plus 40. So this is an inverting input, invert, it will change, invert. So minus 40 multiplied by the, that will become minus 120, but plus 120 millivolt, and plus 40 of course multiplied by minus it, that will become minus 120 millivolt. So what happens is this minus 40 becomes positive and this becomes negative. So we have to flip the graph, right? So the value will increase accordingly, right, like this. It has to be a curve, remember that. My drawings are not that good. So the maximum value will be, yes, here it's plus 120 millivolt and here it's minus 120 millivolt. The graph, again I'm telling, graph has to be linear. Right, this is our answer. Right, if you could get the answer, that is great, and if you couldn't get the answer, that means you don't know the small theories from these electronics questions. So just go through with the small theories and then finally you will be able to do questions like this. Actually the exam question you will be getting is bit harder than this, so but we need to start from the small questions. So this is bit of a smaller question, but you need to practice these questions when to get into good questions or harder questions. So let's try our best.